Let's learn about array basics. Learning objectives. Create an array using both initialize list and new methods. Access and modify array elements. Iterate through arrays using both regular for loop and enhanced for loop. And determine array output. So let it begin. First of all, what is an array? An array is a data structure that stores a collection of data such as ints, double, strings, and boolean. This data is often referred to as array's elements. Being able to store elements into an array helps reduce the amount of time needed to declare and initialize variables. For example, if you wanted to store the names of all family members in your household, you will typically have to declare and initialize string variables and values for each family member. Copy the code below into the text editor on the left and then click the try it button to see the output. You can also click on the code visualizer link underneath to see how the program runs behind the scenes. So this means we have the example of our situation. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 data type strings and their name by A to E and their value Alan, Bob, Carol, Dave, and Alan. And this part of println command means that we need the value by name A, and this means the output will be Alan. Yes, as you can see, output is Alan. So let's talk about array creation. To avoid the repetitive task of declaring and initializing multiple variables, you can declare an array and directly assign values or elements into that array like below. This technique is referred to as the initialize list method. So there you can see the code of our Z situation. So initializer list method syntax. First, specify the data type that the array will store, followed by empty brackets. That's part. Declare the variable name for the array, followed by the assignment symbol. This. And elements assigned to the array are separated by commas. As you can see, we have commas and enclosed with curly braces, this and this. So additional information. Alternatively, we can create an array using the new method in which you will need to declare and specify the array variable when length before you assign elements to the array. So there is we have new method syntax, new method, and there is you can see new method syntax. So specify the data type that the array will store, followed by empty brackets, strings, empty brackets. Declare the variable name for the array, followed by the assignment symbol. Yes, declare the keyword new, followed by the data type string and the number of elements in brackets 5. So second, additional information, array details. Both the initializer list and new methods mentioned above will store 5 elements in the array called names. However, the new method automatically initializes each element to a default value of null, while the initializer list method does not. Note that array slots are formally called indices, and each index can carry just one type of data. For example, storing an int of 5 into a string array will result in an error. So you can see array and their elements and their index. And in the next slide, I will fully describe about that. So let's start it. So as I mentioned, to access and print array elements, you need to Now the position. The position at which an element is stored is called its index. For example, number index 0 refers to the first element in the array called numbers. Array indices always start at 0 and increment by 1 with each element that comes next. Due to this, number index of 4 refers to the fifth element in the array, not the first. So there is we have int data type and empty braces, name, numbers, and equal, and curly braces, and we have there is 1, 2, 3, 5 values of out of 5, and system out println method and index of numbers at 0. If you click to the button try it, we will see number 1. Yes. No. As you understand that if array indices always start at 0 and increment by 1, that means that this the number 1 index of the number 1 is 0. There is will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So let's talk about the important thing. You may have noticed that printing the numbers array without specifying an index results in output that start with some kind of index. This occurs because printing an array actually print its memory location, not its element. You will learn how to print all elements in array without having to specify all of their indices on a later page. So, if we talk about default new elements, when using the new method to create an array, there are default values that populate as elements inside of the array, depending on the array type. For example, string words new strings index of 5 will result in 5 known elements, and int numbers new int 5 index will populate 5 elements of zeros within the array. Below is a table showing the default values of different array types when the new method is used. So data type string, int, double, and boolean, and default value. For string, default value is null. For int and double, 0, but for double is 0.0. And for boolean is false. So this we have some kind of example, double and boolean data types, then their name, and as you can see, double and boolean, they are arrays because there is we have empty braces. So, and there is we have new arrays. No, that part means that our arrays consist two value, and this part of also means that our arrays consist two values. So in this part of coding, system out println comments, and try to access decimals from decimals and index 0. That means that when I click to the try it button, we will see number 1 or 0. I guess not 1. And there is nothing happened, but there will be show number 1 because we have two elements is I guess 1 and 2, and the 0 index for this array's elements is 1. Yes. So let's explore about index out of bounds error. A common error that occurs is called the array index out of bound exception errors. This happens when you try to access or print an element at an index that does not exist with an array. I think it's pretty enough instead. So let's talk about next page. So sorry about it, my battery was dead. So let's continue. We have array modification, and to modify an element within an array, simplify find the index at which that element is stored and assign a new value to it. So we have int arrays named by grades with elements, and we have system out println method, println command, that accessing to grades to show element with index 2. That will be 1, 0, 1, 2, 48. Yes. Modifying multiple arrays. You can create and modify as many arrays as you'd like. For example, you can create an array to store your family members and another array to store their age. So with this we have string arrays named by family, dad, mom, brother, and sister, in curly braces, and int arrays named by age that consists 4 elements. So system out println method, println command, and there is each index for each element, 0 for dad, 1 for mom, 2 for brother, 3 for sister. And we plus to that mom, brother, a new element named by age, and this means that the elements in int arrays will pass to our strings elements by using plus method and by the index. Yes. For example, if try to describe this code, we have family. This part of code means that family 0 index is that. Yes, and there is also we have age index 0. That means that in array int we have an element. For example, it will be I guess 50. The first element is 50 and index of 50 is 0. When this part of code system out println is outputted, we will see that that age is 50. Yes. So there is also some questions for you. Important. Since the integer array above was created using the new method, 0 was populated as elements within array at first. Then by setting the array's indices to specifies values, you were able to modify the array to include the operated age for each family member. Yes, there is also some questions for you.